Howdy y'all, got the Bulldog on the channel. Got this turbo all taken care of, and I'm ready to start it now. Now I did prime the turbo with oil, but those holes poke straight down, so the oil just runs back out. All I did was coat everything up in there with oil. So before I start it, I want to make sure that it is primed with the motor up here. Now I'm going to do what's called clear flood mode, which it's advisable to do when you do an oil change, anything where you've been inside the motor and you don't want it to start right away. You want it to have a chance to pump oil pressure up. And how you do that is you put your foot to the floor on the gas, and that shuts the fuel off to the motor. The computer knows that, hey, you're trying to clean the plugs off or something, you know. It goes back to when they had carburetors. You put your foot to the floor, gives it more air, and it drives the plugs off. But got key on. There's the oil pressure gauge over there on the left. Foot to the floor, and we're going to crank. There we got oil pressure. I'm going to let it crank a little bit. I'm going to let my foot up. There we go. No screaming whistle. We sound good. We'll back this out up a little bit so that we're not going to bang the door on the lift. Sounds a lot better. Just wanted to give that piece of advice. Other people on the internet have done it, but we want to reach as many as possible. That 1 or 2 seconds makes a huge difference when you're starting your vehicle. Every time you change the oil, do this. Tell people about it. You want oil pressure when your engine starts. Some people don't fill a filter. Sometimes you can't fill the filter because it sets upside down. Anytime you do phasers and timing chains to these things, because you're always doing it on these Fords and some on the Chevys, you got to get oil pressure in the motor before it starts. And they can do that. Ford tried it, and they screwed some stuff up with their programming to let the motor crank another round or two before it starts to try to get oil pressure. They can do that electronically, but they won't. Whatever. We know a way to do it. So that's a piece of advice. Might save your motor. And like you saw, it took a long time to get oil pressure. Under cranking, it takes quite a while. Sometimes it never does because something might not be primed. Oil pump or anything like that. If it sets for forever, the oil pump gears might dry off and it won't prime up unless it starts. I've seen motors that won't prime if they did start. It's set for too long. So, that's something that you need to pay attention to. Hopefully it saves your motor. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.